Hi guys, Russ Gosselin here, and I have my update number 2 on my Trumpeter Geshutzwagen. And it's been an interesting build so far, a lot of interesting challenges. It may be the most challenging model I've built ever. So it's kind of a good thing, but it's also it can be a little bit of a pain because get kind of tired just sort of figuring out all these different alternative approaches to getting the model completed. So let's see what I got so far. Nothing's glued, it's just sort of static, but here's the general hull and upper superstructure. And this was challenging. I'll have to explain. Let's start off with taking some stuff out. A lot of filler, a lot of ejection pin marks. I mean, I must have filled at this point maybe 30 ejection holes, and wow, what a pain. So let's get all these inside pieces out of the way, and we can pop this off. Okay, so here we go. So here's the chassis or the hull, and that was great. This is like the best part of the entire model, is that it's all one complete piece. Let's see now, I had to play with a few concepts. One was this upper piece of the bow, according to the instructions, is one of the last pieces to put on. And I had a problem with that because it would leave a seam line right in the front where, you know, everyone's going to see it. And I just wanted to see, you know, is there a way that I could put this on earlier, fill all of the seam lines, and then build the model around it. And so I was like kind of struggling with, would it work? Because then I have to figure out how to get this piece on. So that's kind of crazy. So let's just take a look at a few pictures of the bow, because I got some close-ups to show kind of before and after the gap and the seam line situation. Alright, so let's take a look. As you can see, there was a lot of putty, a lot of milliput, the yellow stuff, and then I used Tamiya basic putty for that gray stuff. And the two dots you saw, that's in the sinkholes, very subtle, but in the light you can see it, so I figured I'd just slap a little bit of putty there. So that came out good. The other part though is I saw this kit, built kit, previously. Back in October I went to a model show in Colorado, and somebody had actually built this Geshutzwagen, and I took some pictures of it, and it was a really beautiful build. The paint job was superb. I had a few blemishes. One was the track system was totally cockeyed. It was all like the drive wheels were like that, and I was like, oh man. And so I took a picture of it, so I wanted you to see it because it helps explain some of the problems here. So let's take a minute to take a look at that picture and check out the drive wheels. Yeah, beautiful model, just a little crooked. So this is the same kit, because I noticed when I looked at it, it had the same seam line along the drive wheel sections. So I thought maybe it was a Bronco, because I know Bronco also has built the same kit, but I'm pretty sure it's the Trumpeter one. I probably should have looked at the sheet at the show, would have told me. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that how could I avoid that situation? One of the real drawbacks to this kit that I see is it's in the chassis. You get these little itty bitty little pins, and that's all that's holding the road wheels. That's it. And the road wheels have these little L things, and it's supposed to just kind of hook in like that. And there's just not enough meat or bone to really hold it in place. And then when you do glue it in, it's all kind of like this. So like you're trying to get a whole uniform system, and that's almost impossible to achieve. But I'm gonna try it. I thought about using brass rod and wire, but it really is because then I have to work with these squares and drilling. It's just gonna be messy, I think. So I avoided the whole thing. I'm just gonna glue it and hope for the best. It's gonna be slow. I think I'm gonna glue it one at a time. You know, let it dry for a couple hours, put another one in, and keep it straight, because that's the weakness. Everything is going to wobble. Like these drive wheels here, they're pretty straight, and I had to do a few surgical operations to get it that way, because when I initially slapped it on, again, they were crooked. They're all kind of coming in like this, and that's not good. So in those situations where the actual plastic has been molded at an irregular shape, you just got to be an artist, I guess, and work with the material. So I took the drive wheels, and on the opposite end, I took my blade and I scalped it so that I could actually bring it down straight. And I achieved pretty much what I wanted. And as I scalped it more, what happened is that I had much more of a nice, they touched in the back. So I just put on a lot of glue, and so far I'm impressed with the results. I'm happy, and I'd be happy irregardless. It's a model. Remember, model building's fun. And so there's that part. The other part was I had this god-awful, they put the serial number on the inside right here in an open compartment, and usually it's on the bottom side. You can just take it off. So I had to go with my Dremel, drill it all out, and then I got some putty I still got to work on getting it cleaned up. So that's it for the lower hull system. Okay, so now I have the upper structure here, and this piece drove me bananas. It really did. Everything you see here was all individual pieces. Nothing was a frame to build on. And the instructions were just not the greatest. It just drew a picture of you putting it together and putting it on, but it didn't really tell you where exactly things fit. It didn't really tell me anything. So it's miraculous that I got together. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but yeah, this thing was full of ejection pin marks, and I mean they were full. I did a lot of filling. So yeah, I'll just let your imagination see that stuff. Maybe I'll put some slides at the end. But yeah, literally every piece had to be glued in together and then slapped together. And what I don't like is like it's very fragile. Like this now, the pieces that go up in the front here, I don't have them with me, but it's for the driver's window and front hull piece. But it just sort of goes on, and there's no like little guide pin or anything, no groove like you might get with a Tamiya model. Even Dragon would provide stuff like that. So Trumpeter kit, challenging kit, very challenging. I did look at the box cover. It's got like 214 pieces, and I'm like, yeah, they could have dropped it by maybe 180. Because a lot of these pieces could have just been one piece. But, you know, they want to make it challenging, so they made a challenging model. And I managed, everything does fit together, because my concern was this front piece coming together, and it does work. All I have to do is slap it in. The other situation, though, was all these inside pieces with the magazines and the engine cover. Nothing really fit well together. It was only until I actually started putting this together and getting this on, and that was the problem. I had to completely go outside the box with the instructions. I had to kind of use what modeling skills I have developed over the years, and then just make some general assumptions about model building. Because yeah, I didn't really follow the instructions section by section. I had to go back and forth constantly because I had to make sure that everything fit. Like I had to get this like this before I could even consider putting this stuff in, which is actually, this is all before building this. So it was very taxing. Like this piece here, it just has you dropping it inside the lower hull in the beginning, but it didn't fit right. It had a lot of strange anomalies. So what I'm going to be doing is I test fitted it and then I trimmed it where I needed to, and I'm going to just glue it like this, then drop it in. It's a lot easier, and then everything is kind of straight, and I can compensate for some errors, in which case what happened was that it was up a little higher than usual, but not a big deal. But once I started doing that, then it started coming together, because see, then this piece fits in and they all started coming home. But would I recommend this kit for a new person? Not particularly. I think Trumpeter is certainly, you know, they're pretty challenging kits from what I hear or what I've seen from other model builders. So probably not. Intermediate model builders, certainly, because I think it gives them that challenge. I think a young person, a new model builder, would just get discouraged. They just, you know, again, you don't want to bring down the hobby, so, you know, build a model that's commensurate with your abilities, I guess. The only other thing now is, like, this magazine won't actually fit according to the instructions. Again, these fit issues, without a lot of good modeling skills. Like, you know, it has like these little grooves and you're supposed to stick it in like this. Well, it's not going to fit like that because it's up too close to the shield wall. It's like that. So all I'm going to have to do is trim all this stuff off and then just bring it out a little bit further. Not a big deal. I got the room for it. So that's the superstructure and hull so far. Today I'm going to try to work on installing the road wheels and see how that plays out. And lastly, I have all the bits of the gun. Got the barrel here. Yeah, it's a lot of sinkholes. I have sinkholes in the muzzle brake, in the breech, and so yeah, I still got to do all my putty along the seam line. A lot of sanding, a lot of filing. The breech block itself doesn't even fit in. It's as far as I can get it in, so that means I'm going to have to file out all the insides so I can get that to fit. And just putty galore. I mean, I've just been filling, and you know, I'm not gonna blame Trumpeter. This is an open fighting compartment, and obviously you're gonna have ejection pins, and they're gonna be on one of the sides. So though I would just say, like, I am a little hypercritical. Like, you know, there are 7 ejection pin marks on this one piece. Why? Why? Just to drive me crazy. Just to drive me nuts. You know, 5 on this one. Was that necessary? I don't know. So yeah, I got a lot of sanding to do, refilling. So it's been an exciting build. Challenging for sure. Certainly challenging. I think there was one moment where I just kind of wasn't too sure if I wanted to build this because it just seemed like it wasn't going to work. But that's one of the things about model building too, is if you get discouraged with model building, take a break. Just walk away from the bench, go read a book, go for a jog, do something. Come back to it later, you're going to have a new, fresh perspective on how you look at it. And you're probably going to see things in a different light. And there's something about staying with the model, even if you're having challenges, especially for beginners. If you're struggling, don't. See it through. Model building is a journey. I know a lot of guys say it. Normal Joie is a big proponent of that statement, but it is. Ask any model builder. All their early model builds are, you know, they're stepping stones. They're progressing forward. All my models are like that. I can go through all my models and there are all these little blemishes. Oh yeah, I learned how to do that, that didn't come out well. But then with the next models, it's like, oh yeah, I really got that thing figured out. Now I can do it really well. Oh, that painting technique, oh, I got it figured out. And it just keeps on going. And I'm probably being repetitive or redundant because I probably said this a few times in my videos, but I have no idea who's watching my old videos. But I think to keep on reminding people of, especially young people, new model builders, to just keep on staying with the model. Don't get discouraged. There's always going to be a challenge. That's just the way it is. And yeah. So that's it. And hopefully by the next video I should have the tracks on and pretty much started my painting process. So this is Gosselin signing out and wishing you guys a good day.